Hello, and welcome to Wednesday Words. For today's Wednesday Words, I want to tell you a story about something that happened to me about 10 years ago. I was in a car accident. Actually, I was hit by a car in the middle of a snowstorm. And while I think in reality it was the snow that was at fault in that accident, technically, the driver who hit me was at fault. And so after a very lengthy process of insurance companies talking to other insurance companies, eventually I received a settlement from her car insurance company. And that settlement allowed me to do two things that were really amazing. The first was to pay off my student loans. This accident happened at the beginning of my last semester of graduate school, and I had a pile of student loan debt. And the ability to just pay it off in one fell swoop has given me financial freedom in my life since that I could not have anticipated, and for which I am deeply grateful. And the other thing that the settlement enabled was the largest charitable donation I have ever been able to make. I was able to write a really big check to a social justice organization that I really cared about, that I was actually giving a lot of my time to as well at the time. And I was able to just write them this extravagantly generous check. I have never again been able to give a donation that large. I probably never will again be able to give a donation that large. But that one moment of extravagant generosity felt so incredibly good. I felt like I was able to help this organization that I loved so much to do the work that I so believed in this one extravagant, generous, over-the-top gesture. It's still the most fun I have ever had spending money. Some years later, when my financial situation returned to normal for me, which is always wanting a little bit more than I have, someone who knows me, and we were talking about this, said, "Do you regret it? Because if you hadn't done that, you'd have that money now to spend on yourself." And my immediate reaction was, no, I do not regret it. Not at all. That was the most fun I've ever had with money. So this settlement let me do two things. It let me take care of my own household finances in a way that let me live a much more financially healthy life. And it let me make this extravagantly generous gesture that was so joyful. And I think that as people living in the United States right now, we have to balance these two uses of our money. The things that take care of our own financial well-being and the financial well-being of our households, and the things that bring us joy and the ways that we can be generous and enable the kind of work that we want to see happen in the world. This is the subject of our service this week, when we will be talking about sharing our happiness and what does it look like to be generous. So today I invite you to think about your own decisions about money and how you are balancing these two things: the needs of your own household and your practical concerns, and the things that you want to empower in the world, the ways that you want to be generous. Because I know from my own experience that although the household needs take sort of urgent, immediate precedence, it is those moments when we are able to give of ourselves that really bring us joy. And I wish you that kind of joy in your own life. And I hope you have a wonderful afternoon. Thanks for watching. Bye.